You think Elden Ring taught you about punishment, but Hollow Knight showed you challenge? That's adorable. Welcome to Rain World, where the world is hostile, food is scarce, and every moment is a coin toss between triumph and total devastation. Developed by indie team Video Cult and released in 2017, Rain World is now available on Xbox Game Pass, and also on PC, PlayStation, and Nintendo Switch. It's a 2D survival platformer where you play as a creature called a Slugcat. Part cat, part slug, part lunch, depending on what finds you first. The pitch sounds simple: eat to survive, avoid getting eaten, and find shelter before a killer rainstorm floods the world. But Rainworld doesn't follow normal game design rules. There's no quest marker, no stat upgrades, no combat progression. The only thing that evolves is you, your knowledge, your instincts, and your patience. Game's loop is tight and brutal. Eat four pieces of food, find a shelter, sleep, that's it. But in between, you'll dodge predators, solve movement puzzles, try to remember which tunnels lead to death, and pray you don't get caught in the rain. It's a world in flux. Enemies don't stay in one spot. They roam, they hunt. The rain changes everything, and every time you sleep, the ecosystem shuffles itself just enough to make you second guess everything you thought you knew. There is technically a tutorial, a tiny floating bug that follows you around and says things like, eat this, or go here. But after 5 minutes, you're on your own. And I love that. Rainworld assumes you're smart, or at least capable of learning through suffering. Which you will. A lot. This is a game that forces you to pay attention. Each area is a puzzle. You might spend hours just figuring out how to navigate three connected rooms. And just when you think you've mastered them, boom, new predator, new path, total chaos. Now, let's talk about movement, because it's weird. At first, you'll feel like you're slipping on digital banana peels. But it's not clunky, it's real. Slugcat moves with procedural animation. Your jumps, grabs, and landings are determined by how you approach them. Momentum, timing, angle. And it's not just for show, it's part of the challenge. Enemies are animated the same way. They feel alive, sometimes horrifyingly so. Watching a lizard coil around a pole and leap after you isn't just scary, it's impressive. When you finally nail the flow, climbing, leaping, diving through the tunnels, it's electric. Like you're finally syncing up with your instincts. And nothing beats escaping a predator by milliseconds because you read the terrain just right. The world of Rainworld is jaw-dropping. Every screen is handcrafted pixel art, but not in the retro simplified way. Ruined cities overgrown with vines, shimmering underground pools, crumbling monoliths drenched in the storm. It's all stunning. And then the rain hits. You hear it first, distant thunder, then the screen starts to shake, and if you're not safe, you die, instantly. The game is post-apocalyptic, but not a gritty war sense. It's ecological collapse. Life struggling to persist, and you're caught in the middle of it. One of the most mind-blowing aspects is the AI. Enemies are persistent. They roam rooms, chase you across zones, and sometimes just appear from where you thought you were safe. Each creature type behaves differently. Some lizards can climb, some are faster, some can camouflage, and none of them are scripted. They're living their own lives, hunting, exploring, just like you. That unpredictability brings a kind of ambient horror, like Subnautica. It's not designed to scare you, but it does. Not with jump scares, but with tension. You're not the protagonist, you're just meat. Now, the story. Rainworld doesn't hand it to you. It drips it through brief flashes during hibernation, ancient murals, weird holograms. You're trying to get home, maybe, but what is home in a world this broken? The lore is dense but hidden. You'll find forums full of fan theories, entire wikis dedicated to decoding a single glyph. If that kind of mystery fuels you, you'll lose days here. Now, Rainworld isn't perfect. The learning curve is extremely steep. The trial and error can and will get frustrating. Sometimes you'll feel like you died unfairly, you'll scream at the screen, scream at yourself, and occasionally the procedural animation will betray you with a mistimed leap or a fumbled escape. But here's the thing, all of that makes your victories mean more. When you reach a new zone, when you finally tame the chaos, when you learn how to outsmart the game instead of overpower it, it's pretty magical. If you love platformers, survival games, or anything with deep environmental storytelling, try Rainworld, but don't expect it to love you back. This isn't a game about being a hero, it's about survival. And somehow, that's more powerful. That wraps up the first episode of Gamepass Greats. If you've played Rainworld, tell me about your closest escape or your most brutal death in the comments below. Drop a like if you've enjoyed the breakdown, and subscribe if you want more hidden gems from Xbox Game Pass, Steam backlogs, and a whole bunch of other gaming related stuff. Next up, we're checking out Nightmare Cart on the Steam Deck. Until then, stay dry out there, Slugcats.